ચાલુ હોય છે.
Okay. Write down from 3000 to 3004. 3000 in 3000 memory locations. Suppose there is 0001. In 3001, 0002. In 3002, there is 0003. In 2004, so in 2004, 000. So in 3000 there is 0001. In 2001, 0002. In 2002, 0003. In 3003, 0004. So in this way, 5 memory locations you have to write down, and in these 5 memory locations, load some 16-bit data bytes like 0001, 0002, 0003, 0004, 0005. Okay, so from 3000 to 3004, this 0001 to 0005, these data bytes have been loaded. Okay, so all these are sorry. We just modify it. You just modify it. Wait a minute. একটু চেঞ্জ করো ইনপুট গুলো. So you have to change your input. You have to change your inputs. Like in 3000, in 3000 equals to 0001. So it needs 2 consecutive memory locations because it's a 16-bit number. So the next memory location will be 3002, where 0002 will be stored. Next is 3004, where 0003 is stored. In next memory location 3006, where 0004 will be stored, and in 3008, 0005. These 5 data bytes has been stored in these consecutive memory locations from 3000 to 3008. Okay, and assume another memory locations from 3050. Take another memory locations from 3050 to 3058. 3058. Now in 3050, suppose the 0001 is loaded. In 3052, there is 0002. In 3054, there is 0003. In 3056, 0004. And in 3058, there is 0006. Okay, so these are two strings. Those are stored in two types of memory locations, from 3000 to 3008 and 3050 to 3058. From 3000 to 3008, that is the first data string, and from 3050 to 3058, that is the second data string. Now we have to compare these strings whether the data bytes are equal or not. Okay, equal or not. Now each data byte means data word 0016-bit data byte will be compared to each other. Okay, compared to each other. If both strings are matched, every data bytes are matched with each other, then your output will be shown as 0000. Okay, if both strings are matched, means all data bytes are matched, then your output will be shown as 0000. Okay, and if any data byte is different, if any data byte is or any mismatch is there, then your output will be shown as FFFF. Clear? So I have taken the last number in second string differently, 0006, which is not equal to 0005. So obviously after executing my program, if both strings are mismatched, means any one is mismatched, is different from another, then my output will be shown in this case. In this case, my output will be shown as FFFF, because I have taken different numbers. Like in 3008 memory location, I have taken that 0005 is stored, but in 3058, I have assumed that 0006 is stored. If in 0058 memory location, the data byte is same 0005, then all the bits in first string will be matched with the second string data bytes. Every data bytes are matched with each other. Okay, so in that case, my output will be as 0000. But here one last data byte is mismatched, so my output will be as FFFF. Clear? So how can we compare these two string bytes? That's why I have taken, so look at this slide. uh, I have taken move cx comma 0005. Why? Because I have 5 data bytes. Now each data byte will be compared to another. So I have taken the first string in SI register, pointed by SI register, which is from 3000 to 3008. That is my first string. And I have taken the second string as in DI register, which is pointed by DI register from 3050 to 3058. Now both strings will be compared, but before comparing this string data bytes, you have to initialize the operation. Like how will you go from one memory location to another memory location? Is the memory location will be in auto incrementing order, or it goes in auto decrementing order? Like if I have taken the first number from the memory location 3000, should I go to the 3002 memory location, or should I go from 3000 to 2FFF backside? Means either I can go in auto increment mode, or I can go in auto decrement mode. Okay, so here we need to go in auto increment mode. Okay, so after taking the first data byte to compare it with the second string from 3050, so 3000 data memory location will be compared with 3050 memory location content. Then we will go to the 3002 memory location. So 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. In this way, the first string data bytes will be compared with the second string data byte in auto incrementing mode. Okay, from 3050 to 3058. So all the memory locations, whether it is in SI index register, pointed by SI index register, or whether the memory locations are pointed by DI index register. Okay, so all the memory location will be go in auto incrementing mode. Now if we initialize it or operate the memory locations in auto increment mode, then we have to specify the direction flag status. And all of you know that direction flag, basically it is used to set the operation whether you can go to the auto increment mode, auto incrementing the memory location, or you can go for auto decrementing the memory location. So here we need auto incrementing mode. That's why we have used this instruction for direction flag, which is CLD. CLD, clear direction flag. So if direction flag is clear, means if direction flag is 0, then always the memory location will be go in auto incrementing mode. Okay, so that's why CLD is there. Then REPE, repeat on equal. Repeat on equal. Which one? Compare the string byte. So the string word, SW means string word. CMP means compare. Compare string word. So this is these two instructions are string instructions. Okay. So CMP SW means compare string word, which one string will be compared to another string, second string, until these are matched. Means repeat the process equal to the 0 of CX register. The repeat the process until CX register is equal to 0. Which process? Compare process. What will be compared? Your string word will be compared. So both strings will be compared to each other until this CX gets decremented by 1 and reaches 0. Okay, so repeat the process. Which process? Compare process. Compare the string word until this CX register gets equals to 0. Okay, if after compare of these two string words, if both are equal, means there must be some zero flag status. Zero flag will be set. So if all the data bytes are matched with each other, then what happened? Your zero flag will be affected. So if there is no zero, that means there have been some mismatch. So your output will be shown as F, 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 F. But if this condition is not satisfied, means all after comparison this one, if zero flag is set, and if zero flag is set means all the bits are equal, then you need to go to this instruction for execution purpose, which will be shown as your display as 0000, because all the string bytes are matched with each other. Okay, then you have to go to the last instruction to stop your execution. That's why JMP L2 is there. So after comparison, if there is no zero, means one should be unequal or mismatch with anyone. Okay, so যদি দুটো mismatch করে তখন zero flag set হবে না. So যদি zero flag set না হয়, that means both strings are not equal, so that your output will be F, 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 F. Okay, if both strings are equal, means all the data bytes are equal, there must be some zero flag. There must be, you need to set the zero flag, and so that you need to go to this instruction execution purpose, so that your output will be shown as 0000. Clear? Then JMP-L2 is given to your execution breakpoint execution purpose. You need to stop your execution. Is it clear? So using these two string instruction, you can easily compare two string data bytes or data words. Okay, I have taken the 16-bit numbers. That's why I have used here CMP-SW. If your numbers, input numbers are 8-bit in size, like 01, 02, 03, 04, then you have to use CMP-SB. SB means string byte. Okay, string byte means 8-bit. String word means 16-bit. So if you have used 16-bit number, you have to use CMP-SW. If you have used the 8-bit numbers, then CMP-SB. All other remains same. Other instructions remain same. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Then go to the next program, which is a factorial. Factorial, have you any idea about the factorial? How can you calculate the factorial? Like if you want to make a factorial of 5, what will be the answer? 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. If you want to find out factorial of 6, the factorial of 6 will be 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Is it clear? Is this clear? Clear up to this much?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now to find out the factorial of any number between not 0, between 1 to 8, you have to apply this logic, because in that case there will be no carry, because you need to multiply the numbers in sequential manner. So in multiplication there may be a carry, means more than 16-bit number can be there. Okay, in that more than 32-bit is there. So that's why you have to apply this logic only uh, in case of 1 to 8 numbers factorial. If you want to find out factorial of 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, you have to apply this logic. Otherwise you have to implement different logic to find out the factorial of 9, find out the factorial of 10, 11, 12, so more than 8. Okay, so this logic cannot be applied to the number which is more than 8. Why? Because I have not considered here the carry. Okay, so I have taken the small numbers. So what will be the logic of this program? The factorial to find out between any number between 1 to 8. Suppose I have to find out the factorial of 50005, which is 16-bit in size. So I have loaded this number into one register, which is in AX. Is it clear? Then I have taken DI as 5000 because I need to store my result into 5000 memory location. Okay, I have not storing it in any register. Yes, of course, after multiplication, the result will be automatically stored inside some register, but I have to transfer that content from that register to any other memory location, which is 5000 in this case. That's why I have taken the destination location as 5000, and it is initialized by move di comma 5000 instruction. Then move cx comma ax. So here remember one thing, to find out the factorial of 5, what will be the multiplication? 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So how can you get 5 into 4? So you have 5 but you have not 4. So how can you get the 4? If you decrement this content by 1, you can get 4. Is it there? Now I have taken 5 into one register. So the same number must be stored inside CX register, so that after decrementing CX register by 1, we can get 0004. Is it clear? So in AX that is 0005, in CX that is 0004, so that we can multiply these two numbers. Because my aim is we have not initialized any external data byte as 0004. Okay, it is not my requirement. আমি বাইরে থেকে কোনো আলাদা ডেটা এখানে ইনপুট নেব না. I have taken one data byte as my external data, which will be manipulated according to my requirement. ওকে, সো আমি একটাই ডেটা নেব 5, এবং সেই 5টাকে এমন ভাবে ইউজ করব যাতে সেটা 5 থেকে 4 হয়, 4 থেকে 3 হয়, 3 থেকে 2, 2 থেকে 1. I have not used any other number except this 5. So that's why I have taken this number into two registers simultaneously. One is in AX, another number is in CX, so that if CX register content is decremented by 1, so CX can hold the 0004, so that we can multiply it. Okay, initially before the multiplication we need to check whether the content is 0 or not. If it is 0, then you don't need to multiply, or you don't need to operate anything else. If it is initially 0, how can you what is the need of your multiplication? Okay, so that's why you have to check initially whether it is 0 or not. So CX is decremented by 1, so we can get 0004. That means it is not 0. So if it is not 0, then go to this instruction, which is multiplication of CX into AX dx. Okay, Mul CX means multiplication of AX DX into CX. So in AX register 0005 is there. In DX register, I have not loaded anything else. So can you just add one instruction between these two instructions? Write down everyone. Write down everyone. First instruction will be move DI comma 5000. First instruction will be move DI comma 5000. Then move AX comma. Then move AX comma 0005. Then move DX comma 0000. Move DX comma 0000. Then move CX comma AX. Move CX comma AX. Then DEC CX. Then write down whatever in this slide the same way. JZL1, JZL1. Then L2 will be your MUL mul CX. Then write down loop L2. Then L1 will be your move within bracket DI comma AX. Then the last instruction will be INT03. So I repeat from the first instruction again. I repeat it. Listen carefully and write down it. Move DI comma 5000. Then move AX comma 0005. Then move DX comma 0000. Then move CX comma AX. Then DEC CX. Then JZ L1. Then L2 will be your MUL CX. Then loop L2. Then L1 will be your move DI comma AX. DI must be within this bracket. The last instruction will be your INT03. So complete?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So according to the mul CX, multiplication of CX means AX DX will be multiplied by CX. So AX DX into CX, what will be your result? That must be stored inside AX and DX register. Okay, so lower 16 bit will be stored inside AX register and upper 16 bit will be stored into DX register. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Then the next instruction, which is loop L2. Loop L2. Now, why you have to use the loop L2? Because I need to multiply whatever here with the next content. Means I have multiplied 0005 into 0004. Then what will be the next multiplication? Into 0003. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
How can you get 0003? If you decrement the content of CX by 1, because last time CX stores 0004. Because first multiplication is already performed, that is 0005 into 0004 is performed. The second multiplication must be performed by the result of the first multiplication into 0003. Clear? And how can we get the 0003? If we decrement the CX register content again by 1. So here, that is the use of loop instruction. You don't need to write again the DEC CX. Loop is actually executed with the help of CX register. contained means if loop will be continued until Cx gets decremented by 1 and it reaches 0 condition. The loop will be continued. So that's why I have given the loop L2, which will be continued. This loop must be continued until Cx gets 0. Is it clear? That's why I have not written DEC Cx again. So loop must be continued. The multiplication will be continued in this way. So every time the Cx gets decremented by 1 and it will be multiplied by the previous result every time. So when loop is finished its execution, means when Cx gets 0, loop will be stopped and it gives the result, and result is already stored inside AX and DX register. So you have to transfer the result, lower 16-bit result, into the DI memory location, which is specified by 5000 memory location, so that we can get the output in this memory location, which is 0078. 0078, and in 5002 memory location will be saved from the DX register, which will be 0000. Clear? So the factorial of 0005 will be 00000078. Is it clear? 78 will be the answer in hexadecimal, because 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, what is it? 120. Is it 120 in decimal? 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. It is 120. And this 120, which is in decimal, you have to convert it into hexadecimal by divided by 16. If it is divided by 16, then what will be the answer? 78. And it is in 16-bit form. That's why it is 0078. The output will be 0078. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The next program is, so I have 1 minute remaining for this meeting. If it is ended, all of you must click on the same link to continue this meeting. Okay. You have to use the same link, previous link for this meeting. You have to click on this so that you can join on the next session after timeout of this meeting. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the program to find out the even number and odd number, how many even number and odd number is there. So number of even number must be calculated from this program, from this logic. How many even numbers are there, how many odd numbers are there, how many kota even number ache ar kota odd number ache, ঠিক আছে? So number of even number must be find out. So even number ke find out করতে বলছে না, particular even number ke খুঁজতে বলছে না, particular odd number ke খুঁজতে বলছে না. Okay, so in this program you have to find out how many even numbers are there and how many odd numbers are there. Okay, so how many even numbers are there? So number of even number must be stored in some